We can start with uh, Mitch McConnell sides with Joe Biden against extreme Republicans. So this is what old Dark Brandon was saying during the State of the Union when he was giving him grief about canceling Social Security and Medicare.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Rick Scott uh, last year. A plan released by Scott last year would see all federal legislation subject to reauthorization by Congress every 5 years. So all federal legislation has to be voted on again every 5 years. And if it doesn't pass, it ceases to exist. It just dies and stops. That
It's an
was,
interesting proposal.
oh God, it is
I
a
don't think it's a good idea.
nightmare. Yeah. I think it would turn Social Security and Medicare into the same kind of debacle that the debt ceiling is. So the debt ceiling right now is a rule that they imposed on themselves, and it's used by a political football on both sides. And that would happen. The exact same thing would happen to Social Security and Medicare if Rick Scott's plan went into action. We would get down to that 5 year deadline, and it would be I don't know, January. And if they don't vote for Social Security to continue by January 31st, like Social Security stops. And both sides would say, hey, we will vote for it, but only if you do this for us, or we put this pork over here, or we put this thing in the bill. They would the people on the Democrat side would try and force their issues into that bill that has to pass, and then the Republicans would try and force their ideas into that bill that would have to pass, and then nobody would pass it. Then February 1st would come along, Social Security shuts down, and everybody would blame the Democrats, honestly. Um, and then it would be the Democrats' fault, no matter what the Republicans put in that bill, no matter what the Mitch McConnell forces into that silly 5 year thing. It would be the Democrats' fault. February 1st, that Social Security's gone down, and then the people who rely on Social Security and Medicare wouldn't get those things, and then it would be just like when the government shuts down. Like when the government shut down a couple of years ago, you have people all over the news screaming about it, and everybody points at the other side, and it costs a lot of money, and then people get furloughed, and then the thing comes back online anyway, and it costs us extra money. That's exactly what would happen with this plan.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, like I said, I don't agree with the plan. Um, Also, I don't like Rick Scott. Uh, he's one of the guys we talked about the other week that got removed from a major committee.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I actually lived in Florida for a while,
Okay.
and campaigned for some of the Republican candidates
Mm-hmm.
over there. Rick Scott being one of them, and I found out that he's an asshole. I just don't like him. Um, Funnily enough, I was supposed to have dinner with the guy,
Oh yeah.
and dude was a no-show. So
Oh, ouch.
yeah, not a fan, not a fan of old Mr. Scott, and I'd like to replace him with another Republican actually. Uh,
That sounds like a fine idea to me. I don't much like him myself.
yeah,
Uh,
I think as a guy, I think he's an asshole. So
yeah.
not a fan. It and McConnell there is calling out Scott.
Yeah.
It's the Scott plan, not the
Scott plan, not a Republican
Republican
plan.
plan.
Okay.
Yeah, he might be on the out then, is what that reads like to me, because you can't have the Speaker of the House, uh, or not the Speaker of the House, excuse me, the minority leader, former majority leader, shit talking you and expect that your career is going to go anywhere.
Um, I think it will be a challenge for him to deal with this in his own reelection in Florida, a state with more elderly
Yeah,
people than any other state. So it's very likely that he,
he's pretty much done.
yeah, he might not be there. Uh,
And good riddance.
oh, hi. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, press the subscribe button. Uh, if you want to tell me how right I am, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, leave a comment too. That's good. Um, this is just kind of a hobby for me, so I appreciate you coming by, giving it a watch, and pressing the YouTube buttons. Thanks.